Alright, what's up everybody? Brian here, and this is my WWE Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live recap for some of the things that took place on this week's episodes of both Raw and SmackDown Live. So let's get right into it. First off, um, some sad news. Uh, Pro wrestler Leon White, everybody knows as Big Van Vader, passed away at the age of 63. Um, this is a huge loss for pro wrestling. For pro wrestling, Vader, one of the best big men that was in pro wrestling, bar none. Um, has held championships everywhere he has been. In Japan, in WCW, he was a former two-time WCW champion. WWE, he really didn't hold the championship at all. I mean, he had some. He did have some feuds in WWE, but never got to the big to where he was he held the world championship. Um, but growing up, I remember watching Vader in WCW as well as in WWE. I remember his feuds with Sting, Ric Flair in WCW, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack in WCW. So, this is a real big loss for pro wrestling, as I mentioned. Another piece of news, and he will be missed. I want to throw that out there. So once again, my condolences go out to his family. Another piece of news coming out of this week as well was the release of Big Cass. Apparently, there was some. I don't know all the details. This is from what I've read. Is that apparently he was something with drinking and some other stuff that led to his release, and a bunch of other stuff that's been reported online. So Big Cass got released or fired, whatever you want to call it. So getting into the review of both Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, coming off the heels of Money in the Bank this past Sunday, a lot of questions needed to be answered as far as Raw and Smack, and as far as Raw is concerned. How would Ronda Rousey react to what happened at Money in the Bank, where she was on the verge of becoming Raw Women's Champion, but was stopped by Alexa Bliss, who then cashed in her Money in the Bank contract that she had won earlier in the night? We got that answer at the beginning of the show. Alexa Bliss came out after Kurt Angle introduced her. She would then talk about what she accomplished at Money in the Bank, winning the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, then cashing in the very same night. Ronda Rousey would come out. Alexa would just antagonize her, berate her, talking all this stuff until the point where Ronda lost it and went after her. She would then take down Kurt Angle, the general manager, go after Ronda again, or go after Alexa again. Ronda would. Then she would hit Alexa with the briefcase that was set up on a table in the ring. She would then take that briefcase and hit Kurt Angle with it. Referees would try to stop Ronda from doing any more damage. They would get hit by Ronda. She would then pick up Alexa and powerbomb her through the table that was set up in the ring. Then, in a backstage segment, Kurt Angle would inform Ronda Rousey that she was suspended for 30 days. So that was pretty much a huge opening segment for Raw last Monday. Another big thing that happened on Raw, we found out at Extreme Rules, there's going to be a multi-man match to determine the number one contender to the Universal Championship. We know Roman Reigns and Lashley are in it. We don't know who else is going to be in this match. Spoiler alert, I don't care what anybody says. Roman's winning that one. I don't care what anybody says. Roman's going to probably win that and go on to SummerSlam to face Lesnar. That's the plan as far as what's in, I mean, we don't know for sure if it's going to happen, but that is the supposed main event for SummerSlam this year is Roman versus Lesnar once again. What else? So we'll probably find out who else is going to be in that match in the coming weeks. What else? We saw the crowning of a new Intercontinental Champion as Dolph Ziggler defeated Seth Rollins in an Intercontinental Title Open Challenge. This one surprised me a little bit because of the fact that I thought they could have put the belt on Elias this past Sunday and had him beat Rollins, but it is WWE. They're going to decide who they want to put the belt on. If they don't want to put the belt on Elias and they want to put the belt on Ziggler, that's their decision to make. So it is what it is. I thought it would be somebody else. Like I thought it would be maybe Drew McIntyre, maybe Elias again, or somebody else. I didn't think it was going to be Ziggler. So it is what it is. That was pretty much like those two, Ziggler and Rollins, and then the whole Ronda Rousey, Alexa Bliss segment. That was and we also found out during that Alexa Bliss Ronda Rousey segment that Nia Jax will be invoking her rematch clause at Extreme Rules, so it will be Nia Jax challenging Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title with some kind of stipulation in it. So it is, that's a huge match set for Extreme Rules coming up next month, I believe it is. But yeah, the rest of the show Monday was just nothing really else stood out except for those two things. Ziggler winning the title from Rollins and the whole Ronda Rousey Alexa Bliss segment at the beginning of the show. So those were the two things for Raw. As far as SmackDown goes last night, we found out who's going to be next in line to challenge AJ Styles for the WWE Championship at Extreme Rules, and it will be none other than Rusev. Yeah, that's right. Rusev earned the opportunity last night on SmackDown, winning a 5-man gauntlet, defeating The Miz to earn that opportunity at Extreme Rules to challenge for the WWE Championship. So that is a huge opportunity for him in a very long time. So a big victory for Rusev last night. As I mentioned, he defeated The Miz in the last match of the Gauntlet. Miz defeated Daniel Bryan after the Bludgeon Brothers attacked him, after he eliminated Samoa Joe, and then he defeated Big E before that. So why did the Bludgeon Brothers go after Daniel Bryan? I mean, when he made his entrance to the ring after they retained their tag titles, I mean, he stood between them and looked at them both. So, maybe it was a plan by the Miz. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But that was a huge thing that happened with Rusev winning that gauntlet match. We saw what could be the start of the whole Jeff Hardy, Shinsuke Nakamura feud. That's apparently that Nakamura's next feud is going to be with Jeff Hardy. So that'll be interesting to see where that goes. We saw Becky Lynch defeat Billie Kay in a one-on-one match. We saw the debut of Sanity, where I think they're probably going to be in a feud with the Usos, because that's who they were supposed to face in a tag match, but wound up beating down, and that was pretty much it for that. There was some other stuff that I missed, but those were the couple things that I took from SmackDown last night. So with that being said, this has been my semi-recap or review of what some of the things that happened on both Raw and SmackDown from last Monday, as well as last Monday's Raw, as well as last night's SmackDown Live. Like I said, I might have missed some things, but from what I can remember, those were some of the things that I remembered that happened. So with that being said, this like I said, this has been my review of some of the things, or semi-review of what happened on both Raw and SmackDown from last Monday and last night. So with that being said, as always, I am Brian, and thank you for watching.